showtime.
It's showtime. And here we go.
Welcome into another episode of the Movie Geek Podcast. I'm your host, George T., and this is the box office report for the first weekend in December. So just a quick update before you subscribe, and comment. December is going to be a little hectic, and definitely after Christmas it will be like a week off, and then we'll get it right into January because we've got massive amount of stuff to go through and stuff, as I talked about in the last one. So I probably won't do many movie reviews coming up in the next few weeks. What I've been trying to do is I've been trying to catch up on a lot of the 2025 movies to make sure I have an accurate top 25 of movies that I've seen for this year. So I've gone back and I've watched a lot of stuff. I will see some new stuff, so I may do a review on at least one of the films for this weekend. Look out for Stranger Things. I don't know when I'm going to drop that. It's either Thursday or Friday. Let me just say, yes, can't wait for Christmas to see the next few. And then, New Year's. It's going to be all over. It's going to be sad. But anyway, so again, I've been trying to catch up on a lot of the 2025 movies, and the award shows will start their nominations soon. So I'll have probably previews of those, and then my picks on certain things. And again, I know I'm not Nostradamus or anything, but I do pretty good at predicting stuff. So at least the first 2 years of the Oscars. I was also wondering if I should do next year a live Oscar show. I don't know if I want to do it, but it might be something that you guys might be interested in. Just let me know. It was suggested to me by a friend of mine, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to sit through and live stream the Oscars, but it may be something you guys might want me to do. For next year as well, start thinking of commenting what else would you like to see. I'm also debating on doing some shorts, out of the theater recaps, not like a full review, but at least my thoughts coming out of the theaters. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, and then subsequently I'll have the review the next day or the day after. So let me know what you guys think. And obviously keep pounding that like button. Tell your friends, neighbors, anybody that likes movies that you know of, to subscribe to this small little channel. It would be much appreciated. And again, I do this for the love of movies, and that I love to talk about movies, and I'm not trying to get famous or anything, but it's more for my kids to look back and say, my dad could. My dad did a YouTube channel about movies. Also, quick update on the paranormal side. I did get invited to go back to Letchworth Village, so I will be hopefully getting uploading the Letchworth Village stuff from 2 years ago out before I head back to Letchworth, and then next year I'll have that stuff probably out. I do not have an update for the Conjuring house right now. Everything kind of seems really crazy. like I said in a few of the other ones for the paranormal side, the paranormal world is very, very circusy right now. It's very, you got the real ones and the fake ones, and now the debunkers against, the fakers, and now the fakers are fighting back, and it's just crazy. So, but if I do get any updates on the Conjuring House, I'll do a paranormal uh, show or maybe a short on it. All right, let's look at the box office for last weekend. We had basically everybody drop one spot because I was actually surprised by number one. I thought it would do well in the theater. I didn't realize it was going to do that well. So let's start at the bottom. Number 4 last week. It's number 5 this week. It's The Running Man, hanging strong at 3.7. Again, this movie will not be considered anything but a bomb because of the money it will not make. Again, didn't I I liked it. It was what it was. It was an action film. It wasn't better than the original, and it definitely wasn't, you know, half bad either. And so, um, you know, again, what makes a bomb and what doesn't? I mean, I guess it's basically um, money. I guess. I mean, I've seen plenty of bombs that have made plenty of money in the first weekend. At least Running Man is still hanging strong in the top 5, so it can't be that bad. Predator Badlands drops from 3 to 4 at 4.8, still hanging strong. As I've said many times, I think Predator and Aliens have a collision course coming, and it's going to look amazing. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. 6.9, dropped from 2 to 3, still hanging strong. And I haven't seen it yet. I think it might be on Fandango now, and I do have some credits on Fandango, so I'll try to check that out. Dropping from 1 to 2 is Wicked for Good, 61.7. Now, again, uh, there are a lot of people that didn't like this film, and that's why I believe the drop off occurred. I mean, it made 150 million the week during Thanksgiving week, and then or beginning of the week, and then uh, just bombed after that. That's down to 61.7. And again, I say bomb, but that's the terminology that Hollywood uses. Is it really a bomb though? It's made 211 million dollars domestically, probably close to 3 to 400 million in the globally. So again, I don't know, but number one was Zootopia 2 at 100 million, 100.2 million. Um, Again, I thought it was just another one of these animated sequels that just took too long to come out. But apparently, everybody saw Wicked the week before and decided they were going to go see Zootopia this week. Uh, so hats off to Zootopia 2 for coming out, number one this week. A movie that I thought was going to make the top 5 that didn't was Eternity. That Elizabeth Olsen movie, 3.2 million. It was number 6. Surprisingly enough, and I will be watching it next week on Netflix when it comes out. Wake Up Dead Man made 1.5 in a very, very limited release. Only played in 600 theaters nationwide, but it made 1.5. So, again, Netflix has been experimenting with putting out movies for at least 1 week, seeing how they do, and maybe that's their way of compensating, um, their movies that they're just putting on Netflix. But I am looking forward to Wake Up Dead Man, so I will definitely be seeing that next Friday when it drops. on Netflix, and I might have a review for it if it's good. So I think anything that I feel is worth reviewing in this short period of time between now and Christmas, I will do. But for the most part, like I said, I've been just kind of revisiting a bunch of stuff so that when I get to the Oscar reviews and then the Critics' Choice Award and all that other stuff, I'm not having to binge watch a whole lot of stuff to have, you know, my opinions or, my winners and losers, basically. Um, I am interested, though, this year in who gets nominated for Razzies. Um, there hasn't been, I mean, there's been some movies out there that, like, I think will make it, but there hasn't been that one, like, resonating one that goes, this is definitely Razzies. Oh, wait, there was one. The War of the Worlds one that was done on Prime. Other than that, it's the only movie that I can think of for Razzies, so it'll be interesting to see that when it comes out. So let's look at the box office for the week. Now, we had movies drop yesterday on Monday, sorry, um, and they were on Prime and Netflix, respectively. Um, the Merchants of Joy, which is on Prime right now, um, it is a documentary. 5 New York City families as their source uh, bargain and hustle to sell Christmas trees, blending street smarts and holiday spirit. So this is basically 5 families that are in the tree selling business and, just trying to make a buck and doing it with Christmas joy. So if that is something you're looking for, it is on Prime right now. Uh, a movie, a Norwegian movie with a sequel on Netflix is Troll 2. So this is basically Norwegian's Godzilla, basically. And this time we're going to have Godzilla and Kong, more or less. So 2 trolls this time are brought to life and wreak havoc on Norwegian soil. They're mountain trolls, but they're huge monsters like Godzilla. Think about that. And obviously it's dubbed, so if you're into dubbed movies, this will be for you. I didn't care for the first one, and I definitely probably won't see the second one. But that is out there. Then as of today, there's a few movies dropping on Prime. Oh, what fun. So this movie has a very all-star cast, and I'll get to that in a minute. Claire, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, blends a special Christmas. However, she is forgotten by her family when they finally realize that she is missing. Their holiday is at risk until she returns to give them the celebration they deserve. So, Michelle Pfeiffer is in the lead here. You have Dennis Leary, Chloe Grace Moretz, Felicity Jones, Jason Schwartzman, and Eva Longoria, who literally now is in the almost every Prime original movie this year, and probably going forward. So she is with Amazon Prime, just like Adam Sandler has been with Netflix. So some of these actors are starting to do that, where they've just got exclusive deals. More power to Eva Longoria. In the theaters in small release, Peaches Goes Bananas. So this is a French-Belgium documentary about Meryl Nixer, trailblazing feminist queer icon and musician. So this is a documentary on this person's life. And so if you are interested, again, limited release, probably be on one of the streaming services very soon. Okay, and now we'll go to Friday. All of these are either going to be in limited release or on video. So we start with Rosemaid. This is a Chinese film. An ailing Chinese American mother discovers her teenage son's violent obsessions. In a race against time, she must go to great lengths to protect him. So, you know, kid's into some really bad stuff, and she's got to save him before her illness gets the better of her. Okay, on Shudder. This is a multicultural horror movie, and it is called Reflections in a Dead Diamond. John, living in a luxury hotel, is intrigued by his next-door neighbor, who reminds him of his wildest years as a spy on the Riviera during the 60s. Okay. I don't know any of the actors because they're all foreign names, so there is that. The New Yorker at 100. This is a Netflix documentary, obviously, about the New Yorker. The magazine's obviously been around for 100 years, so this is a lot of talking and about it, the writers, and how it got started. So there is that if you're interested. If you are a New Yorker reader still, this will be a documentary for you. This movie is on video demand coming on Friday, and also in very limited release. Man finds tape. When a man reaches out to his sister with surveillance footage of a murder in their hometown, she reluctantly returns to him to help him investigate. She soon uncovers a disturbing secret that's tied to a decades-old supernatural phenomenon. This was panned at a bunch of different film festivals, and it does look pretty good. I may try to sneak some time to watch it this week. Then there was an Italian movie called La Garza. A widowed Italian president faces moral crisis over euthanasia legislation and pardoning killers while grappling with his late wife's infidelity during his final months in office. So again, an Italian film about a widowed president with lots of dilemmas in his life. So there is that. Okay, now we've got a couple of animated films coming out. One on Disney Plus called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. So this is the widely popular Jeff Kenney book series. Jeff Kenney subsequently has here in a couple towns over in Plainville his Unlikely Story bookstore, and George was big into the Diary of a Wimpy Kid when he was younger, but this is an animated film that continues Jeff Kenney's book series, and it is animated, but the voice acting is the live action version people, so that should be very interesting for the young ones. Endless Cookies is another one. This is a very small release. Two half-brothers, one indigenous and one white, embark on a journey through time and space. They travel from their remote home in Shemawada to the vibrant urban landscapes of the 80s. So, it's crazy. It looks like, I want to say it looks like Sesame Street on crack. That's kind of what I think of it from the trailer. I could be wrong, but it was just my interpretation of it. So don't kill me if it's not, if you watch it. All right. Another movie on Netflix on Friday will be Jay Kelly. This is the one I was talking about with George Clooney and Adam Sandler. Emily Mortimer and Laura Dern are in this film. This is the one that I heard Oscar buzz for Best Supporting Actor for Adam Sandler. And again, I touched on this in another episode, but I do like Adam Sandler in serious roles, in his drama roles. And if he's getting Oscar buzz for this, then it's worth watching. Now, the only reason why I may skip this is I'm not a big George Clooney fan. No, not at all. And I may get some criticism for it, or I might get some support. Let me know in the comments what you think of George Clooney as an actor. This isn't, you know, this isn't like, you know, anything that's new for anybody that knows me. I'm definitely have stayed away from George Clooney films. I just don't find him to be that good. It's kind of like the Sydney Sweeney thing. Like, Sydney Sweeney's in a lot of stuff, and I just don't find her to be that good of an actress. I just don't. Which, by the way, Christy did not do well in the theaters, and Christy has spoken out about Sydney Sweeney being the reason why it didn't do well in the theater. I'm not going to say anything, but I don't think it was just Sydney Sweeney. I didn't see the film, but I think it's just the wrong time to come out with biopics. Like, you saw what happened with the Smashing Machine with The Rock. That didn't do very well either. So I think it might just be the time of the year, to be honest. I think if Christy comes out earlier, or maybe next year, it probably works out. So, another one, the Chronology of Water. This is a French film directed by Kristen Stewart. A woman becomes a competitive swimmer after surviving an abusive childhood. So this is one of Kristen Stewart's projects that she was really into, and good luck on the directing front with this film. 100 Nights of Hero. When a charming house guest arrives at a remote castle, the delicate dynamic between a neglectful husband, his innocent bride, and their devoted maid gets thrown into chaos. So, obviously, a little love triangle thing happening here. So you've got that movie coming out. Also, Merrily We Roll Again. This is going to be an epic music film based on the 1981 musical by Stephen Sondheim and George Firth, which in turn was adapted from the 1934 play, which, you know, we were all alive for that. So, and if anybody was time traveling back then and you saw this film, let me know. Okay, I just wanted to throw some humor in there. All right. Now, Fackham Hill. So this looks like kind of like the opposite end of Downton Abbey, basically. So this is a British film. New Porter Films forms an odd bond with a youngster's daughter of a well-known UK family, as the Davenport family, headed by Lord and Lady Davenport, deals with the epic disaster of the wedding of their eldest daughter to her caddish cousin. Again, this looks like a different, like a spin-off of Downtown Abbey, basically. So, if you are a fan of Downtown Abbey, this might be a film for you. Um, Another animated film, Juju Ishkinsen, The Execution. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it's a Japanese anime, which has done well at the theaters. I just don't know how well this is going to be, but we'll see. Um, Hamnet is another film that is in wide release this week. It came out last week in very limited release. This week it is coming out in larger release. Now, this film is touted by many critics as the movie of the year. I beg to differ, even though I have not seen Hamnet yet. And quite frankly, I will probably have to wait until Oscar time if this is going to be one of those Oscar movies, which, if you're telling me, and you're telling our audience, that it is the best film of the year, then it will be nominated. Basically, this is a different, timeless masterpiece by Shakespeare about loss of his young son and everything else that Shakespeare writes about. So again, we've done a lot of these movies with Shakespeare in them. Why does that make for good film? Is it the presentation of it or the substance to it? Who knows? But again, it will be something I will catch at some point. But right now, you all know what my number one is. It's Sinners. And it's not even close. I've seen a lot of good movies this year. I have. But Sinners by far. So I'll be shocked if Sinners doesn't win a lot. I'll get into that more when we get into the award season. Also coming into the theater, re-releasing Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Okay, so this is not a sequel. This is not a prequel. This is both movies back to back, with probably with some added stuff in there, bonus footage and that sort of thing. So, if you've seen them already, and they're really releasing them together, it's 4.5 hours of time you're spending in the theater. Will you be going? Or you can watch 4.5 hours on your couch. Or 4 hours, whatever runtime Kill Bill 1 and 2 have. But that's it. That's all. But it's getting some, press about, it's coming out. It's not even a sequel. It's not even a prequel. It's just both movies combined together. Boom. Yeah. Whatever. Finally, the movie that I will be going to see with George this weekend is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So, George is a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and we saw the first one. It was me, Ash, George, and his girlfriend at the time. Ash is not coming with us. She does not want to go through that that headache with teenagers in the theater, because there was a lot of stuff we missed while the teenagers were like, oh my god, like that, that one's on the screen, and this, that, and the other, or anything that could trigger a response. They were doing. So she's like, I'm not going, but I will be taking George. So this one is now a year has passed since the events of the first one. Former security guard Mike, played by Josh Hutcherson, has kept the truth from his sister Abby concerning the fate of her animatronic friends. When Abby decides to sneak out of the house to reconnect with her friends at Freddy Fazbear's. Um, she sets in motion a terrifying series of events that reveal darker secrets about the truth of Freddy's origin. Looks pretty good. Looks looks a lot better than the first one too, which is hard to do. As sometimes sequels don't really do well. Um, I will say that again, I never played the games, but I found the first one pretty interesting, and George did too, and he's looking forward to that. So we all know that Josh Hutcherson was Mike in the first one. So this and Matthew Lillard was in this film as well, and he's back. Megan Fox is also in this film. McKenna Grace and Skeet Ulrich is also in this, and um, again, like I said, it looks pretty good. I will probably have a review next week for it, if it's good. If it's not, I might just tell you guys in the weekend box office report. And again, any movies that I see from now until Christmas, if it's good enough, I will do a review. If not, I'm just going to keep it all together, and when the awards show season begins with their nominations and then the shows, I'll have previews of those. And again, I've had fun doing that. In the last 2 years with the Oscars, first year I only missed one, and that was because I didn't go with my gut. I went with what I really, really thought would have been an upset. So I really could have gone 100%. Last year was a little hit or miss, but I also didn't do as many categories as last year, as the year before, because um, there's a lot of categories in the Oscars that are very subjective. Um, so I may try to tackle that again when we get to the Oscars, but I'm not sure. We're not. I don't want to think about the Oscars just yet. I want to finish 2025 pretty strong. I have a very good list of movies that I've seen. And again, I'm trying to catch up on a lot more and try to get my opinion out there as far as what I think will win awards and who will win awards. And of course, I can't wait to find out what is with the Razzies this year. I want to know, other than War of the Worlds from Prime. Sorry, Ice Cube and Eva Longoria, but absolute trash. It's the only one that I know of. Um, I mean, obviously, clearly there have been some bad movies out there. I mean, I cannot lie. Um, but I can't just throw in movies that I would have to be taking a guess at, because there's always those surprises. There have been there have been some movies that I actually like that are on the Razzies list. So you never know. You never know. But so again, a lot of documentaries, a lot of Netflix and Prime movies. What I've noticed also, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday releases in the month of December. I think they're trying to jam out as much product for you guys because they know the holidays are coming up. So they want to put out whatever they can early enough. Also, remember this week, Stranger Things. Again, I really liked it. And I will share my thoughts. Either it will be Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure. Depends on the editing process, as you know. Um, Sometimes I like to talk, and I got to edit that stuff out. So, um, and obviously there will be spoilers if you haven't seen it. So if you are one of the probably millions who haven't seen it and you want to wait for my review, that's fine. And then you can make your own decision. Or you just might not be interested and just want to hear my thoughts on it. That's fine too. Drop, you know, drop a comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends. Like, it would be such a huge surprise if I could get a ton of followers this December and be able to carry that into 2026. Again, any suggestions as what you guys want to see me do, as far as show ideas. Obviously, award show season, I'll have a bunch of those. I'll have my top 25 of 2026 movies, and just again, I'm trying to think of maybe doing out of the movie, kind of a quick react, shorts, maybe the live stream of the Oscars. Again, I'm not sure I want to do that, but you never know. So, again, I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you all at the movies.
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's all, folks.